Oh, hell nah.
Glee. We hit and we hoop and y'all know the vibes, hits and hoops, back at it again. My name is Dixon. Got my main guy Tyler with me. How we doing?
What's good, Ichicho? How we doing?
I'm chilling, bro. Big chilling. Happy to be here. Happy to talk to the people. Happy to give the people the takes they need. Stephen A could never. Skip Bayless could never. Why? They're signed to these billion-dollar corporations that's tied in with PR, tied in with agents, tied in with brands. That's a whole nother episode where we'll really expose the sports industry. But for now, it's hits and hoops. Make sure like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment. Comments been going crazy. People been going back and forth. People been beefing, taking personal shots. We love it. We appreciate it. Let's get into some NBA right off the top. Let's get into it. Your Highness, royalty, King James reached 40,000 points. It's always a little bit more iconic when it's an even number like that. Nobody remembers what's the actual number that he broke when he passed Kareem's because it was just a random number. When you start talking about an even rounded off number 40K, that really hits home. I just want to put things into perspective. This is what really helps people understand what that feat means, right? I saw this online. To get to 40,000 points, a player would have to average 30 points his entire career. He would have to play for 20 years and average 67 games played per year.
Wow. LeBron's a computer, is what you're telling me.
The reason why LeBron was able to do it averaging 27 is because we're counting the playoffs as well. So that's
Right,
how he
right,
was
right, right.
able to do it in 21 years, averaging 27. But I think this is one of those like, Jerry Rice, Tom Brady type records where because Kareem's record was like that.
For a
Growing up, we
minute.
were
For
like,
a minute.
that was one record where we're like, I don't know. Actually, that was one record where we're like, probably not, impossible. Till LeBron kept doing it, kept getting closer, and now he's gonna set that record so fucking far that the reason I think it's unattainable is because with time, players are going to be more money oriented, more personally oriented. Like, let me not focus so much on the game. Let me focus on my mental health. Let me not focus so much on the game. Let me focus on my finances. It's not just about having the ability. That's only half of the equation. The other half is wanting to be great, being consistent, living a personal life that doesn't interfere with your work. Michael Jordan could have got this record. He had arguably more talent than LeBron. But that other half of the equation, that consistency, that healthy lifestyle, that all of that combination of just everything lining up perfectly to create this 40K, man, I just don't think we're going to see it for a very long time.
I mean, what didn't you say?
No, it's crazy.
It's incredible. 40,000 points. I mean, going back to what you're saying about the record, Kareem's record,
Yeah.
back when we were coming up, that record was just like, I always looked at it like, damn, if MJ couldn't do it, like that's just one of those records that
Right. Right. It was just unfathomable. Like you couldn't even imagine.
because Kareem played for what, 21 years?
And he was one
And
of the
but
greatest to do it.
right, and he was great for his whole career.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's incredible. It's just there's very little words to that for people that love basketball. This really is like one of the staples in time, I feel like, and just because this social media aspect of this world moves so quickly, right? Like we're
Yeah.
on to the next shit, right? This should be a moment
No,
that
this
is
should be a
that is
global
like
moment.
this is a basketball moment.
100%.
But just
100%.
because of the circus of every day something new, it's just kind of brushed off in the past a little bit. I mean, even this beating the scoring title. I mean, to me, that was a like I have three newspaper clippings from that because of that moment. I thought was so iconic, and it was just a comparison with him and Kareem. And
That was incredible how they paused the game and Kareem was able to personally give him the ball. I think they really did that the right way.
so I mean, I do agree with you also that this record is going to be unattainable. Who is someone right now that could actually really challenge it? And maybe like Luca.
That's the thing, though. See, that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Luca has the talent to do it. He don't got the drive to.
He's
Luca
not playing until
admittedly,
he's 40 though. Like
no, he admittedly even said it. He's like, I'm not doing that. He's like, I want to play, a good career, and then I want to go have a farm in Slovenia.
hell
Like
yeah.
he literally said that. I've been looking into him a lot in terms of like interviews and hearing his perspective. And one thing that really stood out to me, I was meaning to say this to you and your brother, is that he really is on some like God given talent. Because
Yep.
what I hear a lot of players saying is like, he ain't the first in the gym or the last to go. He ain't working super hard on this particular move. He tries shit in the middle of the game. That step back move, you would have thought he worked his whole life on that. He said, nah, I tried that my rookie year one game and then I liked it and it just stuck with me. That slow step he does, same
Savant.
thing. Yo, Luca, who taught you the slow step? Where did you learn that? He's like, I just tried it one day and it worked. So I kept doing it. Like, wow. He's really one of those like special talents that, it's just natural to him.
And I mean, knock on wood, he's not an injury prone guy. He doesn't play, he doesn't jump out the gym. He stays, he'll have some boards, but he stays pretty much, flat footed.
Yeah.
Um I mean, who else could we
I
really
mean,
I mean KD's KD maybe,
KD, you say
but I don't see
KD, but
KD
he
playing that
already
long.
missed too much time. Like
Yeah.
it's already impossible. He already fucked up. Like he already
He
fucked up.
and the history has told us that he's gonna get hurt again. Like he said, I mean, you can't. I mean, it's not a negative towards KD. Like you're 7 foot, 7'1". You can move like a guard your whole career. Like you
Yeah.
are what 35, 36 now. Like I don't see KD playing for another 5 years.
Nah, exactly. And we're talking about one of the most effortless scores of the ball. Like he could get 30 in his sleep and he still won't even come close. Like I don't even think he'll be top 3 all time. That's the thing. Like we're not talking about like, can you even get to that top 3? Can you even beat Kareem's original record? Probably not. Probably not. So
So what's
I
your
don't
prediction where he ends? Where does he end? Where does
KD
LJ end? Nah, LJ. Where does he end? What's his
50K.
final number? Like
I think
44?
50K.
50? You think he's
What?
playing another 4 or 5 years?
How does it work though? Like on average,
All right. So LeBron, when he first came to,
so he played
uh,
20 years, 21 years and did 40K?
yeah,
All right, right here. Look, at least grade school taught me this.
go ahead.
We're going to do 40K divided by 21 seasons. That's about, damn. That's about 1,900 points a season. So yeah, to him to do what I said, then yeah, he would have to play like 7 more seasons. That's not gonna happen. I guess 43, 44, 45.
It'll be interesting to see what his next few years are. Let's just hope.
Definitely.
Let's hope he can go out on his own. You feel me?
No,
Let's no
definitely.
injury, no type of that. Like that's how we lost Kobe. You know what I mean?
I know. I know. Definitely. No, I think he will. I think he will. And just think about it like this. This is another way to put it into perspective, the greatness of him. He has 3 different primes. Like people don't get like, all right, players have one prime in their career where you said this is when they were at the height of their powers. He has 3. First Cleveland stint, the Heat, and the second Cleveland stint. 3 different primes where you could sit there and argue which one was the better. Me and you already know, we already discussed. We think, I think, I forgot what you said. You might have said that second Cavs journey, but when he was with the Heat, I feel like just the efficiency was on a different level. But 3 different primes. I mean, even Brady, you can argue that he had 2 primes. But 3 different primes is remarkable. So I definitely didn't want to go another pod go by without us hyping this man up and giving him the flowers, because this is truly historic. We're actually grateful, and we should appreciate that we're getting to witness this.
For sure. Shouldn't take LeBron for granted,
Nah, and when he leaves, that I might actually cry.
Who's gonna be the face of the league when he leaves? Who's next in line? Is it Giannis? The face of the league. I'm not saying the best player in the league. I'm saying the face of the league.
I think I like Giannis. He got to probably win another chip, though, to really be that. But I like Giannis because of the charisma and the off-court
Well, that's what I'm
stuff.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I like Giannis to
It's
be
the
that.
face of the league.
Because, I mean, I think Luka and Joker will end up being better, but they don't have the charisma. They don't have the off-court stuff. So, yeah, I like Giannis to be, and then Victor Wemby.
Wow, I didn't even think of him.
I think he got to be next after Giannis.
What about Steph?
I think he started too late.
Too late?
If he would have done the 2016 campaign, 3 years ago, then yeah, he would still have time. But the problem is LeBron's just sticking around too long. You know what I'm saying? He's not giving the torch up. So it's going to be harder for Steph to get it. But, he was the face of the league for a couple years, for sure.
I would say him and Braun were the face of the league.
Yeah. Especially when they were going back and forth battling and stuff.
That shit was super fun. Not really. That shit was fun.
Fuck all that. Them boys cheated.
No. Those battles were awesome. Like those Christmas Day where it was such a big deal to watch them go at it.
Legendary
That shit was
battle
fun.
until KD fucked it up.
I mean, yeah.
Next topic we're going to get into. We're going to stay in the association, of course. I don't hear too many people talking about this, but this is something you called very early in the year. The Boston Celtics, this just seems like their year. This just seems like I can literally punch in my ticket today that they will win the championship. They're neck and shoulder head above everyone. People talk about the West. They're like 7 games above the top seed in the West. Like there's no one even close to their record. And they just seem to be getting better and better. I mean, we just coming off a 50-point beatdown on the Golden State Warriors. So I definitely want to acknowledge them. I think, like you said, this is the ultimate form of them. I think Jaylen Brown and Tatum have the maturity, have the experience, and Drew Holiday is everything. I mean, that's really a player that took the Bucks from this level to championship, and I think he's doing the same thing for Boston.
Boston right now, the last 11 games, their average winning difference is 22 points.
That's what I'm saying.
They're
dominating
smacking
the league.
teams.
Yes.
And then the last 15, they're 13-2. I mean, they're doing what they're doing, and they're the best team. They're the best team right now. Let's see how far this goes. And I don't know where they'll finish, record wise, but they'll probably be in the Eastern Conference Finals again.
No, for sure. I mean, right now they're 48-12. The next best record in the East is 41-21. If we go to the West side, the best record in the West is 43-19. So, like I said, they're like 7 games above any other team, and that's really unheard of when it comes to the NBA. You always have at least 1 or 2 in each conference that's like neck and neck competing. But those special years where you have one team that's clear cut above everyone else, it's definitely something to acknowledge and keep an eye on for sure. And just the fact that they have the experience. This isn't like the Atlanta Hawks that one year where they were going crazy. Like, no, this is a team that's been to the conference finals, been to the finals plenty of times. So I think this year they finally get it done.
Yeah, we'll see how the health and everything goes, but I have a feeling it's gonna come crashing down at some point. You know, we kind of praised them too much, to be honest.
You have a feeling, or are you hoping that?
I have a feeling, to be honest. I feel like they're gonna be some real historic shit in what they're doing. I mean, this is the exact reason why I was pissed off when Drew Holiday went there.
Yeah.
Because I knew this was like what they needed. JB doesn't have to be on the prime guy. JT can be on the third guy,
Yeah.
and he dominates bump on both sides. So it's
I
just
think there's
funny.
only I
They're
think there's
just
only one man that can stop them from completing their goal, and that's Jimmy Butler.
that beef is real. I
Yeah,
love it.
I think that's the one man, the one team that can stop them. And let's just transition right into it. Since the All-Star break, there have been teams that are stepping it up. And, in our notes, I said, here they come. We talked about Jimmy Butler. I don't fucking know how they do this shit anymore. I just don't know. I'm clueless now. I thought this year for sure it was going to be like, all right, they're finally going to actually play to the level of their talent, which is okay. They're not the most talented team, but every year they start off looking average, mediocre, halfway through to the end of where their journey ends, they just turn it up another level. So since the start of February, the Heat 9-3. That's one of the best records in the league throughout that time. And man, here they come. We've seen this before. It's every year. It's every year. I know
I
you
know
like
it's such
that.
a cliche, but it's Heat culture, baby.
That's really what it is. Huh?
Development. The rookie's good. Oh, look who's really good now. Jovic. Oh, okay. I mean,
Mm,
everybody's playing. You feel me? Like, and they just signed today. They just signed Patty Mills.
okay.
I mean, there's
Championship pedigree.
and not only that, but our recent draft. I mean, our recent trade, Scary Terry. He's a Heat player. There's players that can fit into this organization and they thrive off it. And a
Yeah.
lot of players have gotten paid off that shit.
Nah, for
And
sure.
it's great, man. I mean, I love the beef with the Celtics, especially in the playoffs. But I love to see it. There's nothing else I want to say. Like, I love to see it. This is the team that's going to take us. Now, are we going to win it? I don't know, but we're
You
going to
know
be
it's
there.
gonna be a battle though.
Every year it's such a battle, and we've won most of those battles. I saw a
True.
stat. It was like JT and JB together. They're like 1-6 in the Eastern Conference, and
Finals.
Bam, huh?
In the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah,
Okay.
and Bam and Jimmy are since 2019 because that's when he went over there. Are like 3-1 in the Eastern Conference Finals,
Mm,
some
that's
shit like
tough.
that.
That's tough.
Yeah,
But now that you mention it, that makes sense. It's culture and it's leadership. There's people that's telling him, look, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Trust the process, and then we'll get there. So that
and it's
makes a
proven.
lot of sense.
It's proven. It's a system.
It's incredible, though. It's really incredible to witness that they just do the same thing every year. And, we might look up and they're at bare minimum second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. Let's stay in the East, though. I think to me, this is the scariest team that nobody's talking about. The Milwaukee Bucks.
Hey, they're on the up, man. They are
They
on the
won
up.
6 games in a row, and now they're second in the East. Why doesn't nobody talk about them? Why doesn't nobody mention them? I'm not sure. But that is a team that scares me for sure. Because, before the year started, I'm like, oh, this team can win the championship. I mean, I thought that Bucks team was already a great team. And then you add someone like Dame Lillard, a stone cold assassin, a shooter. I feel like that was a missing piece they need to get back to the finals. And now it seems like they're figuring it out. Now it seems like they're putting it all together. So that's a team that I'm scared of. I think they can damn near beat every team in the league.
Yeah, they're 8-2 in the last 10, and last night they came back against the Clippers.
Yeah.
You know, that was a really good win.
Without Giannis.
Without Giannis, Dame had 40. I mean, it was a really impressive win. They're on their up. Maybe, I mean, they were like 30-10 when Buddy got fired. So when Doc came in, they lost a few, and now look at them now. They're
Yeah, I
doing
mean,
really
it's
well,
normal.
and
It's just that we're like in a microwave society where everything has to click right away, but it's normal to start off slow when it's a brand new. You got to remember, it's not just him. He brings in his whole staff. So
yeah.
it's a brand new strategy, brand new voices, and it takes some time to get adjusted, but I'm happy to see that they have. Let's
Do,
go. Yeah, what's up?
how do you think Dame will perform in the playoffs? He hasn't been there in 3 years. Like we still got about 20 games left, right? You know, it's going to be a little bit more wear and tear on his body. And do you
Yeah, I
think
think
he gets to rise to the occasion?
I think he'll definitely rise to the occasion. I think he'll, like remind everyone why
Yeah,
he's a top 75 player, why he's one of the clutchest players of all time. And yeah, I think he definitely will. I think he's
yeah.
been saving up for it, actually.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
Let's move over. Wait, before we do that, I want to shout out the Orlando Magic, 10-3 in their last 13. They've also been kicking up as well. Shout out our boy Markel Fultz. I know I just trashed him the other day, but I'm really happy to see him with a fresh fade and doing his thing out there in Orlando. They got a lot of really good pieces. I think they
Yeah.
get one or two superstars over there. They can be a legit team.
Nah, bro, I see probably Paolo being a superstar. I see
Yeah.
Paolo and possibly and possibly Chet. Maybe not this. No, I mean maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but eventually.
So you
Couple
think
of those
that
guys, or
they'll be
even
able to
Wagner,
build
even
around him?
Wagner. Yeah, they're gonna be really good.
I like that. I really
But we
like that.
can't keep saying in a couple years, a couple years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think Paulo, I think he got the mentality, he got the physical attributes. I think he's good
Hey,
for it.
sometimes he looks like LeBron out there, physically.
Monster.
Like, and he's a little bit taller than LeBron,
Yeah, he's about 6'10".
but he's gotten big, way bigger in the NBA.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel.
for sure. Let's go on to the other coast. Two teams that are on the uprise, but they don't really scare me as much as any of these teams previously mentioned. And that's the Warriors and the Lakers. Warriors are 12-4 in their last 16, and the Lakers are 10-4 in their last 14. So since the beginning of February, I'll let you take it away with this one.
Both the teams don't scare me. I think the Warriors are they're flat, bro.
They're fool.
I'm I don't I love it because they're the trio obviously, but they're all different players. I mean, Steph is still Steph, but Draymond is not a shell of himself, but he's just not the same. And the cast they have
No.
around them is
Weak
just
ass cast.
not that great, and
They
it's
keep
kind of
relying on
stale.
late round white boys to get it done. Like, no,
It's
this y'all. I think to
it's
me,
just
this
stale. It's just
yeah.
stale.
And it's like
And
they have to try so fucking hard, do everything perfectly just to have a chance to win the game. Nothing's
yeah,
easy.
nothing's easy. Yeah. I mean, you got to attest it to the past couple draft picks not really being what they were, but some of the stuff that I heard, it's like Steve Kerr's very reluctant to kind of give the keys to the younger guys because they're not ready or whatever the case may be. But they're just kind of stale, and I'll be interested to see what happens with Clay. We'll really be able to see the direction because I think it's after this season.
Yeah,
He's up for a contract, so I'll
he's
be
gone.
really intrigued. You never want to see Clay. You don't want to see him leave Golden State. To me, I don't want to see him do that. He'll have a statue. The three of them will have a statue in the front one day, right? But the smart basketball decision would be let Clay go.
For sure, for sure. Man, they've been holding on to them fucking three players like a toxic relationship, holding on to it like just for memories. Like, oh, we just had so many memories. No, let her go. Let
I
her
mean,
go.
if you
Shit is
think
not
about
how
it,
it was. It's okay.
if you think about it though, these players you went through so much with the last 10 years now, it's hard, a bad incident, but it's hard to say, hey, we've had a great run for 8, 9 years. Like,
But why
you
is
need
it
to
hard
leave.
when this is the same fucking business that one week will tell you, hey, we're not trading you. And then the next week, pack your bags, move your family, take your kids out of school, and go to the other side of the country.
But he has
Why is
four
it not the
rings. They have
same
four
code?
rings.
Don't matter, bro. It gotta be even across the board. It can't be for this franchise that it's all about fucking what you done for me in the past, and everywhere else is what are you doing for me now? Can't be that way. So I mean, that's just the way they run their franchise, but I think it's cost them vastly. I think they fumbled a bunch of draft picks. They picked up Wiseman. What is he doing now? They got rid of Poole. They, fucked up that next three to come. And yeah, I think we're just seeing the results of like really their loyalty. But I see what you mean. I see what you mean. It's just hard to see that nowadays in sports, like the Eli Manning treatment, the Ben Roethlisberger treatment. But hey, if any three were to deserve it, it's them.
Yeah, I mean, basketball move, that's the way you should go. But we'll see. I mean, they're fumbling Steph's like the end of his career.
That's the thing
Like,
too. But I
I
think,
don't think he's at the end. Like, I think he's got a good couple more years. He's still
yeah,
very good.
no, he's still,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? But I just hope I hope Steph has another real run at the title
And
by the
I
time he's
think
done.
I put him to blame for this as well. That fucking weak ass leadership that he's always had. This is the result. LeBron literally shipped out his best friend Dwayne Wade because he thought the team would be better without him. Like, but Steph, he's not doing that. He just stays quiet and does IG reels about shooting a basketball. Like, you got to step in. You got to say, look, you got to go to your management and just request shit. If he could snap his fingers and that shit will be done, but he doesn't do that. He just plays a nice guy role. So I think a large fault of this is at his feet as well.
Damn, I mean, I couldn't agree more, or I couldn't disagree more. My bad.
Sure.
I think this is Steph is part of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever the management is, he could be trying behind the scenes. We just don't hear about it.
Man, I think players
I
got
think
so
that
much
I
power
think
today.
I think there's so much we don't know. I mean, we see the tip of the iceberg and take what we can get. But I think so much could happen if it's financially, if it's a relationship, whatever. Yeah, it would be tremendously hard to just kind of cut what one of your players that you went through so much with one of the most historic runs of all time.
We'll hear about it in the Last Dance doc. They'll do. We'll hear about it. We'll
Oh yeah,
figure
they'll
out.
have one for sure.
We'll
They'll have
figure
one
out
for sure.
exactly what was going on. On to the Lakers, man. I love King James. I love AD, but ain't nobody scared of this old ass team, bro. Just is what it
Yeah.
is. Just is what it is. Like, I don't know why they blew up that team that they won the bubble chip with. Like, because they still have an old school way of playing, but they actually had players to perfectly fit that style. And now it's like they're still kind of old school, but they have new school players. I just don't like, the way the team gels. I don't like the pieces around them. And yeah, I think they'll make a run, but I don't think they're gonna win no finals or anything. Not this year.
I mean, they would have to two or three players would just have to shoot unbelievably good for the next like what 3 months, and LeBron and AD would have to average 35 apiece.
They would have to go on a
They would have
historic
to go
playoff run.
crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, there are unless I mean, who else could the Lakers sign off the street?
I don't think there's anyone
Everybody's picked
left.
up by that, by that, you know, trade deadline is come and gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone left, honestly. I think this is the team that you're gonna get. So we'll see. But
We'll see what happens with LeBron in this offseason.
yeah,
If
all
he does sign
depending
that
on Bronny.
extension.
Hey, we'll talk about it another episode. But that Bronny, if he goes into the league after this year, that shit's gonna cause an uproar. Because performance wise, talent wise, he shouldn't be going to the league after this year. Like he should probably play 1 or 2 more years in college to be ready. But we'll see what that LeBron James pull is looking like.
My prediction is he signs most likely with the Lakers for 1 year, maybe to see what his son does in college next year.
Yeah, but I think, just for himself, for Bronny's self, he should play 1 more year of college ball at least.
I kind of feel bad for Bronny though. I mean, you
Yeah,
have so much to live up to. That's an incredible amount of pressure from
1000%.
I mean, yes, I get it. You have the life already. You know, you live that life already. You have money. You have as many connections as
And
anybody
he
ever
didn't have
had.
to play ball. That's something he chose to do.
Yeah, and I mean, wasn't he a really good high school player? I mean, he wasn't like,
I feel like with him, it was always like potential.
oh, okay.
But even in high school, he didn't have no crazy scoring average. He wasn't dropping 40, 50 like so many NBA players do in college. He had players on his high school team that were clearly better than him.
Hmm.
So I'm like, damn, you weren't even the best player on your high school team.
I
I
mean,
know
he
he
also
went to
did.
Sierra,
No, he also went. I know he went to like he went to a basketball school, right?
Sierra Canyon, yeah, of
Yeah.
course. But still, like,
I mean, that you're talking about the nation. Like that's somewhere where people move to
no,
go
for
to
sure.
school.
For sure. But normally we see a little bit more out of
Okay.
like an
I mean,
NBA
I don't
star.
know. I didn't follow it very closely.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we'll see what happens with him. But I don't think anyone's beating the Nuggets in the West.
Yeah, it's just too easy for them, to be
Too
honest.
easy for them. And every big time game, they win.
They come out. It's always a really good game. I mean, for the most part, but they just handle shit. Joker's Joker. He's the he should be the face of the league, but he's
Doesn't
not
care
gonna
enough.
be.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be.
Hey,
He's
and
not gonna
Jamal
be.
Murray's gonna go down as one of the best non-all-star players ever. Like that dude is elite.
Yep,
And when it's time to be elite, he plays with the best of them.
I totally agree. To
So
his 1 and 2 with Jokic is
yeah,
one of the best plays in the league. Just
yeah.
pick and roll.
No,
Just pick and
definitely.
roll.
Definitely. Yeah, that's it for that. Let's go on to the next topic. Oh shit. Let's get on to the gridiron. Pigskin. NFL. We here. Just when you thought it was the off season, shit started bubbling up like it always does. Like it always fucking does.
NFL, there's no more off season. It's a 12-month, there 11-month league game, year game. It really is.
Those bastards.
They
They do
spread it
such a
all
great
out.
job. They do
They
such
know
a
what to
great
do.
job.
They know what to do.
The most recent big thing, before we get into Russ, I want to get into the combine since that happened first. Um, Caleb Williams, generational talent. People say Patrick Mahomes 2.0. He skipped not only the combine, but also a medical exam of himself. What do you think that's about? Why do you think he did that? Is that a red flag for you? How do you feel about that?
As a couple days go by, I've thought about it. 'Cause when I first heard it, I was like, yeah, that's a major red flag, right?
Yeah.
Well, after a couple days, I thought about it, and he's right, right? There's 30 teams can't draft him. There's 1 or 2, right? Unless there's another team that, trades their whole future pretty much. But that's very unlikely, correct? For what I know is that scouts from those teams, they get that as information, right? So, like, if the Dolphins interviewed him, right? We know we're not going to get him. We have our quarterback, right?
Yeah.
They would have that medical information that they give him when they play him. So they can almost
Oh,
use his medicals and
maybe he has like a bad left shoulder, so let's attack his shoulder, whatever the
right.
case may be.
I mean, any kind of advantage.
Yeah.
That's just something that, okay, we have this info on this player. Thank you very much. And it's just like, quarterbacks that get the other quarterbacks. You might know you're not going to draft them, but you have a scouting report on them, and you just find out a little bit deeper. So that's one aspect I thought about, which makes sense. And also, um, I mean, it's only down from here for him. If he has a bad throwing, a bad whatever, there can be so many variables, right? And he looks an ounce at all, not like the number one pick. He's going backwards. It's just what it is.
So is that just fear on his side? Like how
No,
LeBron never wanted to do
no,
the dunk
to
contest?
me, it's a business decision.
But he's a college player.
Hey, I agree. I think they should. I think they should show their talent. But everybody's so scared of looking or portraying a certain thing that
That
it's going to hurt
NIL,
them in a
fuck this,
negative.
man. Look, that NIL is gonna ruin college football. Like, this shit is ridiculous, yo. Like, bro, for me, as a fan, you saw Tom Brady run the 40-yard dash, slow as fuck. You saw Pat Mahomes run the 40-yard dash, slow as fuck. It's just really hard to. The only player that I've seen that was him before he got into the league and just remained him is LeBron. Michael Jordan wasn't him before the NBA. Patrick Mahomes wasn't him before the NBA. You know who was him before NFL? Trevor Lawrence. Has he lived up to that? No, he hasn't. So for you to just maintain that is hard, but him doing shit like this, I feel like it puts even more pressure on and I think it's like fear in a sense, like, oh, I don't, like you said, everything is about a perception. Everything is about that brand deal. I don't want to fuck it up by, running a store 40 times than I expected. But to me, if the greatest of the greats did it, then man, go out there and do it. But I guess
Yeah,
it's a
it's
different
it's I
time.
don't like it. I don't like it at all. But those are my reasons why he didn't, which I
Yeah.
can see now.
And he seems very confident. He seems cocky almost. So let's see. Let's see, because what he showed on that tape was truly special. But I think NFL is different than the NBA. I think the NBA, you can see what a player is going to be. It's very rare to have a Jimmy Butler or a Kawhi where you don't see it. It comes out of nowhere. But almost always in the NBA, you can see, oh, this player is going to be really good. In the NFL, especially with quarterbacks, you really just don't know.
No, it's such a crapshoot.
You really just don't know. So we'll see. But I took at it definitely as red flags. I took it as like fear, arrogance, all of those things. But like you said, business decision, 100%.
It's really what it is. I mean, you're talking about a couple million on top of that,
No,
from one to
for sure.
two.
For sure. Yo, real quick, I wanted to talk about this, but I didn't have it written down. But we're here. What did Reggie Bush get the Heisman taken away from him for? For doing like illegal bribing shit, right?
With USC, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
All right. So why the fuck are we crying about it now? He broke the rule, didn't he?
At the time, yes.
I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. You broke the rule knowing it was a rule. Now that the rules change, we're going to retroactively change things. No, fam, that doesn't excuse you of doing it when you did it. You broke the rule at the time. Yeah, rules change, of course. But like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of like that crybaby shit. Like, let's go for Reggie Bush, give him his Heisman back. No, he fucking fucked up. That was a consequence of his decision. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Preach.
Man, since we're still on the combine, we saw some freaky shit. We saw the fastest 40 time ever. Xavier Worthy, wide receiver out of Texas, ran a 4.21. This is one of the few times. Actually, I mean, everyone in this top 10 list that we're about to get into, you can see it. But for you to see on your phone or on your TV digitally someone running and it actually looks like they're going fast as fuck, that's when you know, holy shit, they're going fast as fuck. Because normally, you know, if you see two dudes at a park running, they're gonna look slower than they even appear. You got to remember, when you see it on screen, they're slower than it appears. Them boys were flying, flying. Yeah. Well, what did you think about that? I mean, that was insane.
I had to do a double take. I really did. I had to watch it a couple times,
Yeah.
and when I was like 4.21, I was like, that's got to be that's the fastest.
Yeah.
By because it was 4.22, correct?
4.21.
No. The
Oh
fastest was
yes, yeah. John
4.22.
Ross 4.22. Yep.
Right. Okay. I was like, man, I knew someone would break it someday. Like people just getting faster and faster.
And then someone's gonna break this one.
Someone's gonna break this one. Could you imagine
What?
seeing a 4.19?
Or a 4 flat.
I wonder what Hussein Bolt's 40 is.
They say it's 4.22.
For real?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't know how official that is, but that's the stat that's out there that he runs a 4.22. But I feel like he's faster than all of these guys for sure. I mean, that's the fastest man in the history of the world we're talking about. Like, yeah,
Sounds like
he's
a
different.
comic book character.
Yeah, no, he's different. He's different. But you know, this being huge news and the kid getting all the praise as well deserved. My question is, you want to be praised for your combine or your NFL career? Like, I feel like the combine has just turned it to its own mini Olympics. I look at it like separate from, you know, NFL careers. And I think this is a great example. I'm gonna go through the top 10 fastest combine times, and I want you, who's an NFL historian, to let me know what these players amounted to.
Shoot.
We know Xavier Worthy. We don't see. We can't see what he's gonna be. We'll have to wait. John Ross, 4.22.
Short career.
You putting it lightly. You putting it modestly.
Yeah, he had a short career. He had a couple good years.
Barely
with the
even
Bengals.
saw the field.
Yeah, and that was it. Yeah.
Kalen Barnes. I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, sorry, Caleb.
Chris Johnson.
Oh shit. Hall of Famer. He'll be a Hall of
Yes.
Famer.
Yes, he did that. Mr.
TJ
2K
2K.
himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did that.
He was that guy for a good 4 or 5 years. He was that. He was Tennessee, pretty much.
No, he did that.
Hey, who's the better Tennessee running back? Chris Johnson or Derrick Henry?
Derrick Henry.
Okay. I agree.
Took me 0.02 seconds.
Yep.
Rondell Melendez. Don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
It doesn't ring a bell.
Wide receiver, 1999, ran a 4.24. DJ Turner.
Okay. Nothing.
Solid player. Decent.
Yeah. He's. We'll see. He's still young.
Dry Archer. Ran a 4.26 in 2014. His ass was high and by in the league.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tariq Woolen, fire player.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Pro Bowler. No, he's good. 4.26 in 2002. Jerome Mathis, 4.26, 2005. I know that name, but here
he
and
was
there.
a safety, right?
No, he was a wide receiver.
Oh no. Doesn't ring a bell.
Marquise Goodwin, 4.27.
Okay. I mean,
Decent player.
Decent third receiver. Yeah.
Stanford Route, cornerback, 4.27, 2005. I don't know who that is.
Nah, swing and a miss.
And then finally, we got Henry Ruggs III, ran a 4.27 in 2020. He's out of the league. He's done.
He's in jail.
He's in jail.
Son of a bitch.
So my point going
He
through
was
this.
fire though. He
No,
was
yeah, he
fire.
was fire. I didn't think he was gonna be that, but I thought he was gonna be good. But my point of running through this list is just to show the people this shit don't mean nothing. This shit don't mean nothing. We have one player on the whole top 10 that's gonna be a Hall of Famer, and two of them that were Pro Bowlers. But that's it. So it's just to show the people, like, yeah, let's give him his praise. Yeah, he has the record. He's gonna be able to hold on that, for the rest of his life. But it's about having a career. It's about living an impact on the game itself, not the 40.
So you're just not pleased with the coverage this has got because everybody's slobbing on him right now.
Yeah, because it's like I know what that means, is it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. And it's actually going to boost his draft stock and everything. He'll be a higher pick just based off of that. But this isn't even my opinion. This is just looking at history. It doesn't really mean much.
I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah, this is why you do the combine though. Is if you're projected third round, fourth round, you do it hoping to get in the second round. That's more money. Hope possibly a better team. It's all a crapshoot, really what it
Nah.
is.
Yeah, for sure.
But
For
I
sure.
see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, it's cool having a record, but if it don't mean it don't really
It
mean
don't mean
shit.
shit.
In the when the lead when Sundays come, it don't really mean shit.
It don't. And man, one thing that really taught me a lot was Zach Wilson's pro day. Like
Hey, you got bamboozled by that shit,
that
man.
one throw. It was just one throw, bro. It was just one throw. I'm not talking about the full day. It was one throw. So yeah,
I
that was
remember that.
another.
I remember thinking, man. I remember telling you, like, yo, I don't know about you. That I can't. I just don't see it.
I
And you're
know.
like, yo, but that throw was so good.
It really was. It really was. All right, next. Hey, it was a short fucking ride.
Hey, 6 months ago, you were saying I think Sean can fix him. 6 months later, my man's cut.
Short ass ride. We're talking about a ride around the neighborhood. We're talking about a ride to your local gas station. Let's Ride Broncos Nation broke up with Russell Wilson. It will go down as one of the worst NFL contracts, one of the worst trades ever.
Trades, yeah, that was a
They
trades is
gave
really
up,
bad.
everything for him. Look, this isn't Russell Wilson's fault. He didn't do nothing wrong. Y'all want to blame someone for this contract? Y'all want to kill someone? It's Sean Payton.
Bro, you can't say it's not his fault.
Yo,
You can't tell me this is the same Russell Wilson. There's no way you can say
the
that.
first year, he was trash. Undoubtedly, he was trash.
Okay. All right.
Last year, he wasn't that. Last year, he was one of the best NFL quarterbacks. Had one of the best quarterback to touchdown ratio. He was what? 26-8, something like that. That's not great. They were on the uprise. They beat the Chiefs and then won like 5 in a row. And then they did some bullshit ass, take this out of your contract. And then it fucking flunked the whole season for them. They were trying to get into the playoffs. They were competing. It was working.
But Sean Payton watching those games, Sean Payton didn't trust him at all. It was dink and dunk 5-yarders. If I'm not mistaken, he has one of the lowest average pass per pass, the lowest in the league.
Russell Wilson
Sean
last
didn't
year.
trust him.
Last
Sean did
year,
not trust him.
66 completion percentage, 3,070 yards, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and 98 rating. That's fire.
Yes, but watching those games, that's not the same quarterback. It's not. He had to put the training wheels on him, and he didn't like him. It was
I think,
obvious.
man, hey, Denver, y'all want to blame someone? Don't blame Russ. Blame Sean. Because now what y'all going to do? Now what you're going to do?
Sean wanted him out of there.
Now what are they going to do?
I don't know what the fuck they do. I don't know. And maybe be super aggressive in the draft, but I don't know what they do.
Yeah, I think they did him dirty. And
we might see a couple years of like some Minshew shit, maybe. I don't know, but they need a real guy. It's what they got on the roster now ain't it?
Yeah, I think they did him dirty, and I think it was just finally starting to work, and just to cut it like that, not to really give it a chance. I mean, we're talking about they had a year. Can we at least give them 2 years together to at least
I
show
think
if
that would
they
be
can
fair.
do it?
That would be fair. Yeah, I agree with that.
But
Where does
I,
Russell go? Where do you see Russell going?
I heard about him going to Oakland. Well, they're not Oakland no more. Vegas Raiders. I don't want to see that.
No, I mean neither.
I don't want to see that. But it's hard, man. I feel like a lot of teams already got their guy. Um,
I would like to see him in Pittsburgh. See him actually. He'll take like a big pay cut. I think because
yeah.
Pittsburgh already said they're
Well,
not.
he's gonna make 100 M's even if he never plays football again.
I don't think so. I think he hurt his draft stock or
No, but I'm
his.
saying from the money that's left over from the contract that's
Oh
guaranteed,
yeah, yeah.
he could retire today and still be due
Oh,
a
he'll be
hundred
fine.
million.
Yeah, I just don't. I just think he. I mean, he's Mr. Unlimited. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna go at least a couple more years. I could see him in like Pittsburgh. Um, I would say also maybe like the Giants. I could because they already regretting Daniel Jones's deal. So we'll
For
see what
sure.
happens with that.
I like the Giants for him. I really I don't think a contender is gonna pick him up like that.
Nah, it will definitely not be a contender. It will
Yeah.
be someone in the middle to bottom who will, I don't know how much he'll get, but I think he'll command some sort of money, but it will not be he will not have a big contract anymore.
Nah.
It's just what it is.
He's gonna go for the low, as
For
they would
the
like to
low,
say.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hey Russ, I tried, man. I tried my best to, root for you to keep the ride going, but
Yo, I used to love Russell, bro. I mean, at the last year at Seattle, it wasn't a great year. But I used to love how he was one of my favorite players
he
because
was
how he played
great.
the game.
He was great. Man, that's about it in the sports world. Um Anything else, before we get into our random topic of the week?
No, nothing else. I mean, if you want to get into Dolphin talk, but we got to end the podcast sometime tonight. You know what I mean?
We'll save that. We'll save that. Um, it's the day we're recording this is March 5th. This is spring break month for all colleges and schools across the globe. Where does everyone want to go for spring break? They want to come here, Miami. Um, there's been some recent news that I saw. Miami is, like you said, they're breaking up with spring break. What's going on over there? What are they trying to do over there?
They're trying to make it very, 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 very inconvenient and difficult
And
to go to Miami
expensive.
Beach. Right. Not only that, there's going to be $100 parking. There's going to be garages that are closed. There's going to be random checks by police. I mean, what they're doing, Miami really doesn't want them there. They're just going to go
Yo,
to Fort Lauderdale, to be honest.
let me tell the people something. None of that is gonna work. Absolutely not. You know why? There was a fucking worldwide pandemic that killed millions of people, and that didn't stop them. So we talking about $100 parking fee? That shit ain't gonna. It'll slow it down a little bit, but I think them kids, they ain't nothing stopping them kids. The only way was for you to literally like shut down the beach or like put a curfew, like a crazy curfew.
Well, yeah, I don't know what it is, but they said that's what
They're
they're doing.
implementing that. Yeah, of course. That's hilarious. I think that shit's still gonna be rowdy, man. I
It
hate
just
and
blows
I
my mind.
yeah.
One thing I thought about is how I wonder how all the businesses and the attractions are around there. If they're kind of upset, like they sue the city or some shit. Because I know a lot of I had stores that were on the beach in Fort Lauderdale
Oh,
Beach,
okay.
and they needed that traffic. They needed that bread.
That was like one of the highlights of their year.
Yeah, that's like spring break was like Christmas for them.
Wow. I didn't even think about that.
So I mean, possibly
Mm,
if they do that, those companies could probably sue the city
that's
and
true.
because they're fucking around.
That's true. I mean, they did this to themselves. They
Yeah,
hyped
yeah,
themselves
they
up
should
as
have been
like
ready for it
they hyped
a
themselves
long
up as
time.
the party city. They never closed their doors. Like this is the result. And yeah, I think every year is just gonna get crazier and crazier and rowdier and rowdier. So good luck. I mean, shit, you won't catch me out there. Hell no.
Hell no. Hey,
Uh,
just Fort Lauderdale is gonna get busier.
yeah,
Dania is gonna get busier. I mean, that's just what it is.
yeah, 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 exactly. But them snowbirds, they coming. They definitely coming, no matter what. Man. But that's it for today. That's it for tonight. Like I said in the beginning, like and subscribe. Keep listening to us. Keep rocking with us. We rocking with y'all, and we'll catch y'all next week.